Welcome to the YoungEaglesDay.com website. This video will talk about how to check in your kids during the event. You will need to sign up as a Young Eagle coordinator or be added as an update person via the Step 5 in the event creation process, which we have a video for before. Note the current youth protection is needed to be an update person for an event. So with that, let's go ahead to the website. Here is the Young Eagles Day registration website. You also can access this website for enter yeday.org. To be able to check in your kids, you have to first log in using a user ID and password, which you can get during the sign up process. So go ahead and put your user ID and password in, log in, and you'll have a main menu. The main menu shows all your current and past events. For this example, we're going to go to this test event at Merritt Island. And just by clicking on it, it will give us to the main dashboard. There's a number of options at the top here. The one we're going to be talking about today is the check-in process and print registration. Usually the night before the event, I go ahead and print off all the registration pages. And you can do that easily by selecting Check All, and this will check all the boxes down here for all the kids that have registered, and then click this green button here to create a PDF with all the registrations. But for this example, we're just going to go ahead and uncheck all and select just a few kids at this time. Say, for example, these 3 kids. And we go ahead and create a PDF file. This will create the PDF with the one-page registration forms, which is different for this website. These one-page registration forms have a special registration ID, which is key for the Young Eagles headquarters to use this page. In here, it has a parent name, the child name, and the date of the event, and then the pilot's name is left blank because it will be assigned during the event. And you can see there's 3 pages here. These do not have to be printed on two-sided paper. These are just filled on with one-sided paper. There's also another thing that we've added is there is a note here which says this is a first-time Young Eagle, or maybe this kid has had one flight before, and this is handy for the pilots to know how many flights that this particular kid has taken during the event. So once you go ahead and just click the print function and print these off. As for the check-in process, there's a number of options here. As the kids come to your event, you will want to check them in. And the easiest way to do that is either go through this list here, which you can sort it in a number of different ways, and we'll be talking about that. Or, for example, if I want to see somebody named Sue, I can put in SUE and only display the Sues that we have on the list. And we can just go ahead and, if you want to check them in, just hit this blue ticket button. And that will check in Sue Jones, as you can see. If you make a mistake, you can always uncheck in the person by hitting the red cross. There's a number of other options. For example, if you want the kid's name to be first name, last name, you can click here, and that will sort by first name, last name now. Or if you want them to be sorted by first name, you can click here, and we'll sort by first name. Say, for example, Fran is by first name. Or if you want to check them in by the date that they actually registered for the event, you can do that here. And a registration time pops up exactly when they registered. So for this example, we're just going to use last name or first name. Also, there's a number of other options here. You can you also see the parent's name, the time slot that they have selected. But this only shows up if you have selected more than one time slot for your event. And then flights is the number of flights that this kid has taken in the past, if they have selected that option, which is very handy. And then there's another option here called hide. And if you want to hide a kid that you know either isn't going to make it or you know is a bad name, for example, this name right here, Wacko, we can go ahead and click the eyeball and it will then hide that name. If you want to say, if you don't want to, if you want to unhide that, there's an option here that says show the 3 hidden kids' names, and this will be a red X, a black X, excuse me, and you can unhide the people. But for this example, we're just going to go hide them of the 3 kids. If you want to, as you go through the day, if you don't want to see the checked-in kids, you can click this box here. And as the day goes on, this list is going to become shorter and shorter because most of them are going to be checked in. There's always a number of total kids right here, 25 kids for this event. There's also another option, is that if you want to see a kid from either a canceled list that they canceled from this event, or want to be transferred from another event, you can click here and put in their registration ID and their last name. Or we have one person that was canceled, and you can go ahead and click this one. It says move to the active kid. Also, if you have a special need for an adult to ride with a kid, there is the adult ride-along form, which has to be signed for a waiver of liability. This is only an exception type basis, and usually it's a special needs type kid. So as these kids get checked in, for example, we're going to check in a few here, they will then be put on here, and if you go to the assigned pilots and then click the check-in link here, it will only show the kids that have been checked in. So this is very handy because you will have maybe one person doing the check-in process and another person doing the pilot assignment and printing the certificates. Well, and that's talked about in another video. If you have any questions, you can always contact us by clicking the Contact Us and filling the form in. Thank you very much for attending.